Country History and Culture Appreciation Week, and this came out of the thought that began to emerge as we talked to people who'd been here a long time, that the history of any culture is what gives the culture its vitality and its energy. And if we lose our stories and we lose our history, we lose our town. And Pagosa is on the edge of, we see a fairly rapid growth. And as new people come into the area, they bring with them,
Look at.
okay, they bring with them different values, and that's fine, but what we need to do as a town and as a community is to honor and acknowledge the values and what's important to us here. And then we can absorb the newcomers into our culture, but we need to honor the existing culture, the existing stories, and what's brought us to this point, because what is here is tremendously valuable. And I think that's what's attractive to people coming into the area. They see the vibrancy of what is here, this very rugged individualism, and I think it's really valuable for us to honor all the stories and what's brought us to this point. So the idea was to have like a fireside chat where we actually record some of those stories, some of the history on a fairly informal level rather than like in a history book. So like personal experiences. So I'm going to hand it over to Norman to set this rolling, but thank you all for coming.
So like Udgar said, a very informal thing. I want to invite our panel to feel free to come over and get water and cake when you want to. We don't want this to be a real rigid kind of sit down for however long and be that way. I'm sure we'll take breaks from time to time to let all of us kind of relax and get our minds refocused. I think it is important. For the 16 years that I've been here, people have continuously kind of said we need to sit down with some of our folks that know the history well, and we need to get that recorded. And I understand that a couple of attempts have been made to do that over the years. One, I was told the language was so salty that it was difficult to play. Some of our old-timers are real old-timers. But in any case, we thought that this was a good time with a big increase of people. They need to have our history. We're going to provide it for them on audio and videotape after all of our events are over. And also, we're going to continue the process. We believe that this function in particular is worthwhile doing and keeping going through the winter, and who knows. I know every time I discuss this concept with any of these folks or anybody else, everybody had 5 or 6 more names of people that should be up here and talk. So we've got a real good source of this information and people that are interested and willing to discuss the history, and I think that we need to get it done. And we have mourned the loss over the years of some of the folks that we wish that we had recorded before it was too late. And this morning we're mourning the death of a citizen, Dila Valdez, and we just need to get these histories down before we lose it all. And I think that's very important. And to just get everything rolling, I would like for each of the panel members to introduce themselves and tell a little bit about what brought their families and them to this area, and just whatever history bits that you have in telling that story. We'll start on the far side.